we want to get your take on this. Who do you think, as far as referees, should be in the WWE Hall of Fame? But also, why do you think that WWE really hasn't put referees in the Hall of Fame other than Timmy White?
Yeah, but Timmy
Yeah,
White's
that's
technically not in the Hall of Fame.
he's in the Warrior Wing.
He got the
Warrior
Warriors.
Wing,
Warrior
yes,
Wing.
yeah,
Yes.
true.
Okay, whatever that is.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean that's a damn good question, right? So we start with Timmy White, and he's in the Warrior Hall of Fame. So I mean, there's a list of people because no other refs are in the Hall of Fame, right?
Right.
So I mean, there's a list of them, and I can always go back as far as um, I definitely think uh, Dick Worley should be in the Hall of Fame, right? For the starters back in the day, Dick Kroll,
Oh yeah.
because those guys, and then Joey Morella, because Dick Kroll did so many Madison Square Garden matches with all these iconic wrestlers, man, like Snuka and all this, and Andre, and he worked Philadelphia. He worked that whole tri-state area. And there was, and then you go to Joey, right? So I mean, Joey did, god damn, he did the Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan match where Andre
Mhm.
passed the torch to Hogan, right? Joey's been in 1992 SummerSlam, big 82,000 people, Bret Hart and the British Bulldog, which is a phenomenal match, 42 minutes. Joey's got a list of matches, even though it was short. His career was cut short. God bless him. Very good friend of mine. Missed him dearly. Um, I think it should go on from there. I think, Brian Earl Hebner, Dave Hebner should be put in the Hall of Fame. I do think Tommy Young should be put in the Hall of Fame. Even though I haven't seen a lot of his work, because I was so busy with crew for 20 something years and refereeing, always on the road, and got to see very little of Tommy Young working. But I hear so much about Tommy Young in the South. I think he should be put in the Hall of Fame. Um, you know, we can always sit here and say, Jimmy, Brian, Danny, you got a little bit of time to go, bro. But no disrespect to you, brother. You're still
No,
young.
I'm all good.
But
I'm
at
not
some point,
I'm not there yet.
He's still trying to
so,
grow a mustache.
yeah.
Hey,
Well,
now I got the beard going on.
he's got to get out of the ring crew position, just become the steady ref now.
Mhm.
But we had to pay those dudes too, man. We had to pay him. So much kudos to you doing that stuff, man, with the crew. I know how it is. Um,
That's
you know, I, I think there's like a lot of referees that should be put in. Nick Patrick, I really think he should be put in. Charles Robinson, and he's still going at his age.
Mhm.
So, that's what got me too. Like, when I got released, well, I thought it was maybe the age thing, right? Because I was told, hey, you don't want to work till you're 60 years old in the ring and you're moving around too slow. No, no, no. And that's why I moved to Florida, and I was hopefully going down to Orlando to work in Orlando, which I was going down there with rehab for my shoulder when I had surgery when I first moved here, and I was training, helping reps down there with a bunch of guys that were working there at NXT, and it just got cut, so all that just went away. So I mean, yeah, we always feel like we didn't get the proper way out, right? Because you like to see some of the boys you can count maybe on two hands that really got the proper career for 25, 30 years. The Triple H, the Ric Flairs, the Rocks, and they deserve well deserve it, right? So I mean, it just I think the referees, man, I would love to see some of the guys get started put in. Um, I don't know how you go about drawing a line and saying, okay, this guy's going to be the first referee to get put in the Hall of Fame, second or third or fourth. But I'm sure they could sit down with a team of people and do that, or they do a vote, you know. But how do you vote for somebody that's been refereeing since 1987? Myself, 85 when I started with the company, 87 and TV in 89. Um, Instead of like, how do I get on the ballot chart before Joey Morella and like guys like Dick Kroll and Tommy Young and certain guys like that. So
So, Chioda, let me just ask you this. Um, Jimmy, this is for you too.
Mhm.
So, if you think about it real quick, all right, Dick Kroll, um, Tommy Young, maybe that fine line, maybe where it starts. Let's say for people currently watching wrestling, and you have this Hall of Fame, right? And the first guy gets put in. Would Dick Kroll, and God bless him, I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just saying, do you think that the eyes of the people would have that looked at any like as anything, as opposed to saying
True.
a Tommy Young or a Earl Hebner or a Mike Chioda or Jimmy Corderas. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I Joey Morella, he's another fine line. I think Joey Morella would be a perfect first one. I do. That's my opinion. I think if we go back so long to like, to the guys you aforementioned, say, I don't know if it'd be considered even serious at that point. You know what I mean?
Right. I see your point. I see your point.
Jimmy, do you?
No, I get exactly what you're saying. It's unfortunate because if you're doing the Hall of Fame to recognize the contributions of people, you know, as the reason going in, but the Hall of Fame is partially also um, people put in that others recognize, especially the audience. I mean, lately it's been a little more diversified as we've seen people like Thunderbolt Patterson and guys like that going into the Hall of Fame, which today's audience may not be very familiar with, but at the same time, you can't discredit their contributions.
No, no.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. I get what you're saying, Brian. Sometimes people may not be fully aware of, unfortunately, someone like a Joey Morella and his body of work, which is great.
Well, let's just say this, Jimmy. How about this? How about this?
Let me say this real quick.
Go ahead.
I was just with Lex Luger in Manchester, England, doing the signing. He came out, and I was with and then I heard Tugboat and Earthquake are getting inducted Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
Right? That's a rumor as of right now.
That is a rumor. I can't believe that these guys have never been inducted already before.
Right.
And it's like, look how many years they go back. And I'm thinking, holy shit, if they've been on the list for this long and the waiting list for this long, what are we gonna expect? You know what I'm saying?
What if they did like this may be stupid. This is just me truly spitballing. What if they did a Joey Morella, Earl Hebner, Dick Kroll, Tommy Young class, and you have the Earl Hebner and Tommy Young who are still alive.
Right.
God bless them. And accept the award for all of those, for those four.
Like Valerie Morella for his sister, Joey's sister, and Sharon would probably accept.
There you go. Something like that.
His mom just passed. His mom, God bless, his mom just passed a couple of weeks ago, man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and obviously referees being in the Hall of Fame haven't meant shit to the WWE, obviously, right? So why not start somewhere and put a cast and then go to another generation where maybe Jimmy and Chioda, Nick Patrick, you know what I'm saying? Like at least get the ball rolling at some point.
Well, the one thing they can do too is that they have a celebrity wing, right? And why don't you could also just make a referee wing, and every year they could do one referee, and they could start with the Earls or Mike Chioda or Jimmy with you guys or somebody that's well known, and then every so often you add the ones that people are going, okay, well, why are we doing Tommy Young? Well, he's because of the history of who he is, and a lot of the fans today won't know, but it'll make them look him up. I mean, they put in other people like that a lot, like in the past, like the Mildred Burke. No one today knew who Mildred Burke was until now with the movie coming out. But like even then when she went in the Hall of Fame, but you could do a referee wing. You have a celebrity wing. You have a Warrior Award wing. So why not a referee ring now?
That is a fantastic idea. The only problem with that would be I would be dead before I got in.
Right. We're all gonna be dead before we get in. My thing is Triple H listening to this show?
He might be. Give him a shout out. Give him a shout out.